Hi guys, and welcome to the video for the surface area of spheres. So in this video guys, we're going to learn to calculate the surface area of a sphere. We're doing this because the Earth is a sphere, as well as many other objects, and it's important to know how to calculate surface area for them. And you'll know you're successful when you can calculate the surface area of a sphere if you are given either its radius or its diameter. So let's get started. So let's start off with the definition of a sphere. A sphere is a three-dimensional object shaped like a ball. It is made up of circles. So the root two-dimensional shape that you're used to seeing here are circles. And in the circle, there is still a center point. And this center point is also the center point for the entire sphere. Every point on the surface of the sphere is the same distance from the center as every other point. So every time you see something on the a point on the surface of the sphere, like here and here, they are the same distance from the center of the circle. And this should say drawn, excuse me. Spheres have a radius and diameter, and circular planes can be drawn like slices of the sphere. So it's like you're taking the sphere and slicing into it. And these two-dimensional shapes are where we find the radius and the diameter. And these two-dimensional shapes are circles. That's why we have radius and diameter. So to calculate the surface area of a sphere, you would multiply 4 times pi times r squared. So you're going to multiply 4 pi times r squared. So you're going to take the radius and square it. And you're going to multiply that amount by 4 pi. So let's just jump right into some examples. Find the surface area of this sphere. So it is given to me that this sphere has a radius of 14. I can tell this is the radius because it goes from the center point to a point on the sphere, on the outside of the sphere. And so I know here that the radius is 14 centimeters. So I'm just going to use my formula that the surface area is equal to 4 pi times r squared. So I will then plug in r. So surface area is equal to 4 pi times 14 squared. And then order of operations kicks in. So the surface area here will be equal to 4 pi times, and then you would do 14 to the second power, which is 196. So then you're going to multiply the 4 and the 196, since these are all multiplication. So the surface area is equal to 4 times 196 is 784 pi. Now, that's going to be centimeters squared because surface area is measured in centimeters squared, or units squared, just like area is. And this is the exact answer. Okay. Remember with circles, we have the difference between an exact answer and an approximate answer. I'm going to approximate it, and that would be 700, and I'm going to take the 784 and multiply it out times pi and round it to 2 decimal places. And in this case, this is approximately 2,463 centimeters squared, because I got 2,463.00. So 00864, but the 00 means it's going to be 2,463 centimeters squared, and this is the approximate answer. If a problem doesn't tell you which one to take, you can give either answer, unless you can give either answer if it doesn't tell you which one to take. If it tells you to give a specific one, like find the approximate surface area or find the exact surface area, then you need to give that corresponding one. Okay, so let's move on. Example 2. Find the surface area of this sphere. So if I look at the diagram, I can see that the blue arrow is pointing from surface from a point on the surface of the sphere to another point on the surface of the sphere, and that would mean that the 50 centimeters is the diameter. So 50 centimeters is a diameter. And I know that the radius is equal to half of the diameter, so half times the diameter. So the radius would be 25 centimeters. Why did I choose to find the radius here? Because I know that for the surface area formula, I need the radius squared. I don't need the diameter, I need the radius squared. So 4 pi times radius squared. Remember, that's the formula for surface area of a sphere. So the surface area here will be 4 pi times 25 squared. So I'm going to go to my calculator and do 25 squared, and I get 625. So 4 pi times 625. So like before, I'm going to multiply the 4 and the 625 to get the exact answer. 4 times 625, so the surface area here. I don't like the way that's written. The surface area here is 2,500 pi centimeters squared. And if I were to translate that into an approximate answer, I would go ahead and take 2,500 and multiply it by pi, and that's approximately 7,853.98 centimeters squared. It was 0.981, and so the 1 makes the 8 stay the same, and there's my exact and approximate answers. And so next, we're going to do a real-world application problem. And it says a globe has a surface area of 124 centimeters squared. What is the diameter of the globe? Okay, so in order to solve this kind of problem, they're asking me to find the diameter, which is 2 times the radius, but I don't know the radius. But I do know that the surface area is 124 centimeters squared. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the 124 centimeters squared into my equation, and I'm going to work the equation backwards. So I'm going to start with the base equation with nothing filled in. Surface area equals 4 pi times r squared. And now I'm going to take this 124 and replace the surface area with that. So 124 is equal to 4 pi times r squared. So what I am going to do is divide both sides by 4 pi. So we're going to divide both sides by 4 pi. And what we're going to do is we are going to take a best approximate answer here. Because I know that when I divide 124 by 4 pi, it's not going to come out to be an even number, but I'm going to do the best that I can. So 124 divided by, in parentheses, 4 pi, that's how I would need to type it in my calculator. So in my calculator, I would have typed 124 divided by parentheses 4 pi, because I want the calculator to do 4 pi instead of 124 divided by 4 times pi. So order of operations, and what I get is 9.8. My 8's a little haywire here. 9.8676. So we will round it to 9.87 is equal to r squared. And then we know that we would need to take the square root of both sides. So r is equal to, So the square root of 9.87, and I used my rounded version here, is 3.14. 16, so it's 3.14. So then if I want the diameter, I am going to go ahead and double it. So the diameter is equal to 6.28 centimeters. And we would use centimeters because we use centimeters squared. And since we took the square root of it, it takes the square off of the centimeters. So the diameter of our globe was 6.28 centimeters. So that's it for the video, guys. Today we defined what a sphere was. We went through the formula for calculating the surface area of a sphere. We calculated the surface area in two different examples where we were given the radius and the diameter, and we applied our knowledge to a real-world problem. So that's it for the video, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.